Welcome back. So, I was at the fancy schmancy antique mall today, and I didn't make out like big time. It's not as if I brought home like a giant bag of goodies. But the things I did get were good buys, good pieces, good prices, and I got a chance to film quite a lot of interesting stuff. So, we'll get started when we come back. So how about we do a little personal stuff before we do the antique mall? Audi had a visitor today. Now, this is my neighbor across the street, and she comes over at least once a week. And Audi adores her because he loves getting company, and as you'll see, she indulges him. But here's Audi and Jane.
Smell pretty.
Yeah, what do you think, baby? Yeah, I know. You're getting love.
Yeah. Not enough.
Yes,
not
more.
Right.
Much more.
Poor kitty. Just don't get enough attention, do you? Are you smiling pretty? Yeah.
Well, you know, it's ever since 2020. He doesn't get company anymore, and he feels so deprived that when somebody comes over, it's like he's never seen a human before. And of course, you know he'll attack you when you try to leave.
Oh, yeah. You know, you could come see me. You know where I live. Yeah,
he was over
house.
there.
But I'm in the house.
It was day before yesterday. He went over and slept on your deck for a while.
Oh, how about that? Okay. That's a nice warm place to sit. Sleep. Hmm? Yeah?
Yeah, you like this?
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Get your nose rubbed.
I thought you might get a kick out of that. It was, that actually went on for 20 minutes. As soon as Audi would feel like he had his full and back away, and Jane wasn't petting him, 3 seconds later, he'd be right back. It's like, no, wait, I changed my mind. Cuddle me again. He is rubbing around my feet now because I guess he's still got that Cuddle Jones going. Ah, here we are. There's the tail. So, yes, Audi absolutely wanted love today, and fortunately, we have a neighbor willing to give it to him. All right, so, Fancy Schmancy Antique Mall. They've got some new vendors, and of course, I went back to all my favorite old vendors, and let's start with the first thing I saw when I walked in the door. Well, I just barely got into the Fancy Schmancy Antique store, and immediately I saw two gorgeous Noritake pieces. This one, $6. That is beautiful. Wonderful Art Deco lines, but you can see the arts and crafts and the Art Nouveau in this one. This one is just wonderful. $6, $8. Oh yes, they are coming home with me. So these Noritake dishes are really great. The smaller one, the one that I said had the Art Nouveau designs on it, that one was, in fact, the better buy of the two. $6, great condition. The other one, the more oval-shaped one, that was the $8 piece, has a nick on the back, which we're going to fill. We'll do a video about that. I'm going to repair that damage, But because it's a damaged piece, it's never going to sell for like a lot of money. Well, I mean, I don't want to sell it for a lot of money to begin with, but the damage is going to be reflected in the price of the piece. That is inevitable. I usually do not get damaged pieces, and quite frankly, I didn't notice the damage on this piece until I brought it up to the checkout area. And when I saw it, I realized, no, we're just going to do a video on how to fix this. So that piece, good buy, not a great buy. The Art Nouveau piece, $6, great buy. Then I went back to check out that same booth, and when I walked around the other side of that little round-tiered table, I found another piece. Now let's take a look at this, because it's not just the same booth, it's right on the same table. Here we go, $8. This is a Lepton piece. Now at $8, the Lepton piece is not a bad deal. In fact, if I hadn't just grabbed some gorgeous Noritake for $6 and $8, I assure you that would be coming home with me. But having just grabbed a great deal, I'm going to have to think about this one. Now, Lepton was a mid-century importer of Japanware. They were one of the Lepton and Napco. Those are the two companies that imported very nice pieces, something beyond the range of the 5 and dime stores, pieces that would have ended up in department stores. Now, would it have been Neiman Marcus? No, but it would have been department stores, ordinary department stores, as opposed to discount stores or 5 and dimes. Lepton pieces are very collectible. At $8, I wouldn't say that was a bad deal. It really wasn't. It's just that right now, I believe I have 2 or 3 Lepton eggs that I still need to get listed. So, I don't know. If it's there later, I'll probably go back for it. Because, as I say, not a bad deal, just compared to the 2 pieces I got. Not a great deal. And that's the sort of thing that makes you a little fussy. So I decided to go up to the 2nd and 3rd floor, and I passed by a cabinet that has a lot of wonderful antique Christmas decorations, and I'll show you them another time. But guess what I spotted? Now, I absolutely had to get a picture of this, because on a recent video, I mentioned the Dick, Jane, and Sally series of books. And this is Fun with Dick and Jane. And this is one of the books that I used when I was in elementary school. So, that's an oldie. So, for those of you who missed the video in question, yes, I did a video and spoke about the Dick, Jane, and Sally readers, and said that, in fact, when we were little children, we were all running around saying, see Dick run, see Dick play, we like Dick. World of 6-year-old kids screaming at the top of their lungs, we like Dick. Can't get away with that today. But I'm not getting that book, even though the nostalgia in me is screaming, get me that book. No, it's going to stay for someone else. I did, in fact, at one point get a storybook I had as a small child when I saw it at Bedford Antiques, and I just had to have it. I just saw it and said, I haven't seen this book since I was 8 years old. I want it. So this one, no, I'll let somebody else have that joy. I did go up to the 2nd and 3rd floor, but those videos are for a later time. I went back to that same booth where I got the Noritake pieces and found the Lepton egg. Here's what was there. This is a beautiful Nippon piece. And it's only $16, which is a really good price. And the fact is, if I hadn't just gotten that great set of bargains in this booth, I might in fact consider going over my $10 price limit for this piece. But I need to think about that. Now, I've shown you that Nippon vase before. It was there the last time I was at the Carlisle Antique Mall. By the way, that's the real name of the Fancy Schmancy Antique Mall, and I know that was one of the questions for the giveaway over on SueMe's Angels. So, spoiler alert, Carlisle Antique Mall. It was there the last time I was there, and I said, well, it's $16. I don't know. But it's beautiful, and the condition is so good, and it's Nippon, so it's antique, and, it's just... Well, I thought, I've really got to think about it, because too many times I'm tempted to go over my budget for nice pieces. But the whole point of taking you through the Carlisle Antique Mall is to show you that you can go into places like this even with a very limited budget. $10. That's it. That's all we're supposed to be spending on each individual piece. $10, you go in there, and you can find something that you can resell for a profit. That's what this is all about, how to do it at the fancy shops. So if I go in and say, oh, well, I want that now, and it's $16, if I end up doing that all the time, what ends up happening is I'm completely cutting into the efficacy of the lesson that we're supposed to be learning. But I did think about it. And because I didn't make quite as many purchases as I would have liked, I had to console myself. So, among my other consolation prizes was going back for that vase. $12 for this little pitcher. It's unmarked, but it's very characteristic of the pieces that came in from Japan before the war. However, they were invariably marked. And despite the fact that I think the price is not bad, with no provenance, I'm not really willing to take a chance on it. So that is staying behind. However, remember a beautiful Nippon vase for $16? And I said, I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Well, because I am otherwise leaving empty-handed, this piece is coming home with me. Now, the picture, that was the first thing that caught my eye, and it was all the same booth. That picture is very typical of Japanese ware that was coming into the country in the 30s and the 40s, the period between the two world wars. But it wasn't marked Japan. Now, all of these pieces that were coming in were marked Japan. They weren't using paper stickers in that period. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. They weren't commonly using paper stickers. This is a piece that could have had a paper sticker, but without that paper sticker, I cannot say it's a Japan piece. So, with that uncertain provenance, I decided to walk away. But since I walked away from that piece, I felt perfectly entitled to go over and get the Nippon vase. So yes, it is coming home with me after all. Next up, I was on my way out, and it was insane. It took me forever to get out of this mall. Absolutely forever. I walked out the door to leave like 4 times. So, what I ended up being waylaid by was this set. Okay, so I've already checked out, and I was actually on my way out the door when I spotted this. Look at that. Talk about Art Deco. Gorgeous. Wonderful little set. I'm not sure the cream and sugar are original to the tray, but I can absolutely tell you that tray is to die for, and the set is $59. And here's the thing, the tray alone is probably worth that. The sugar and cream are lovely, but it's that incredible Art Deco tray that really caught my eye. Way over my budget, $59. Now, part of me was so tempted to just say, I will buy this, because I would separate the cream and sugar from the tray. I don't think they were originally intended to be together, because the cream and sugar pieces were not Art Deco, and the tray was about as Art Deco as you can possibly get. Still, nice set, just not deco. Tray, gorgeous. I did want you to see that, mostly because the tray is such a beautiful example of Art Deco, but also because this is typical of not being able to get out. I swear, it's something psychological. I start walking out the door and I say to myself, no, I've got to go back. So I walked out the door, and then here you go. There you are. I wondered where I had left you, right in front of the little Halloween collection of Audi cats. Yes, I had left my coffee in front of a Halloween display. Had to go back for that. I also had to go back for my fan, and I went back for something else too. It was just, it was like they had a revolving door. And I think it's something psychological, like something in the back of my mind was telling me I didn't want to leave. Okay, so that's what we have today from the Fancy Schmancy Antique Mall. I was in no way disappointed with what I got. I would have liked it to have been more, and there were a few more pieces. But I think I only took maybe 6 pieces in total out of the Fancy Schmancy Mall on this trip. And I usually take out at least twice as many. So obviously I was looking to console myself. What can I say? But I will show you those pieces on another video. Let's talk about giveaways. So the giveaways are underway over at the SueMe Angels Facebook page. Just go to Facebook, type in SueMe Angels, SueMesAngels, SueMe Angels. Here's a picture of Our Ladies. So, for those of you who don't already know them, it's Colleen, Lisa, Karen, and Steph, and they take care of the Angels Facebook page. I love it because I don't have to do any work, and I get to be Charlie. How do you beat that? So, here's how international giveaways work, and I need to throw this out because we had an international winner. And for those of you who followed past giveaways, you know this is the drill. If I send an item overseas, the country I send it to may open the package, they can approve or deny the import, which means they can seize it if they want to. They can charge tax to the recipient. The amount of tax they charge could be in excess of the value of the item. You just don't know. And it all depends on which country it's going to. This is all governed by what they call sweepstakes laws. So the same rules that apply to like state lotteries or sweepstakes with multi-million-dollar prizes apply to us and our little, pens and jewelry giveaways. And each country has their own set of laws. So I can stay on top of the US laws, but there's no way I could possibly stay on top of the laws of every country on the planet. So to avoid problems, if you are in the United States, you will get the listed gift. If you are not in the United States, you will get a gift certificate to Amazon of a value roughly corresponding to the value of the item. Usually I kind of make that up because much of what you're going to see are handcrafted items. So I kind of have to work that out as best I can. We already got one international winner, so congratulations. The next video, by then I will have hopefully a full winners list. The folks over on the Angels Facebook group are very talented at sorting out giveaways, choosing winners, getting the winners to collect the prizes. They've got a gift for this. Me, I've never met a giveaway I couldn't screw up. So I'm delighted and very grateful to our angels for helping me out with this. We are going to do this for the next 3 months, right through the end of the year, because I really want to celebrate the holidays with you folks, and there are too many of you to have you over to my house for a holiday party. So this is how we're doing it. If you want to enter the giveaway, just keep right on going over to the SueMe's Angels Facebook group. Colleen has pictures of some of the actual prizes with the pens, because there are a lot of pens. There's just a representative sampling of the pens. In other words, there's a picture of like 6 pens. That doesn't mean there are only 6 pens available. It just means I picked out 6 pens that I thought were a good representation of Lisa's work. In addition to the prizes that are coming out in October, we're going to have a batch coming out in November and in December. So stay with us, and keep in mind, those gals can work a giveaway. So all of the prizes are going to be given away until we simply run out of prizes or hit the end of the year, whichever comes first. Thank you all so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow. Have a terrific day, and we are going to watch a slideshow on the way out.